As we all know, we have a report component. This report component typically is used to export reports in a way of that if it's a huge report, it could be sent by mail or it could be stored somewhere on a server. The interesting information here is that this report, typically it's a PDF, but it is as well possible to select a specific report format just to get something other else. One of these other else formats is the spreadsheet format. That means it is a Microsoft Excel file format for that specific report. This can be highly customized, and exactly for this customization, the report component got a set new parameters which allows to configure this spreadsheet export. Everybody who works with the Identity Manager knows what the dollar notation is. The dollar notation is typically used to reference specific data fields of a base object or of related base objects. We know even foreign key is not a problem with the dollar notation. Very typical for the Identity Manager is that you have in a script box suggestions so that at the end you easily can drive through. That means the suggestions is now as well available in the process editor in a way of that for all of these wonderful special dollar notation parameters like $PC for a property collection or values or out parameters, you can get suggestions which make the development much easier than before. Another very nice feature in the Identity Manager version 8.1 is that out parameters are now seen in following jobs. Please remember, out parameters are something which allow to move data which is just generated in one process step during execution to the next process step, which is typically not the case. And these out parameters are seldom, but during the last, I like to say, couple of years, out parameters gets more common, especially because we had more and more jobs which acquires information which is needed in the next job. In these cases, it was necessary to look into the specific process step descriptions and to figure out which out parameters exist, mainly and sometimes looking into the manual or into the designer. Now, and this is the good message, in the list of parameters of the following job, these out parameters are as well displayed so that they easily can be seen and easily be referenced. Some new features as well implemented in Jobqueue Info. First, we start with Ctrl-D for deleting jobs. Nothing very new. This exists since a while. But new is that these processes deleted with Ctrl-D are now stored automatically in the job history. That was one of the problems we had in the past with the Identity Manager, that Ctrl-D from an admin done with specific privileges was just leading to a loss of jobs from the job queue which was not reported. Now in version 8.1 and upper, this stuff gets stored automatically in the job history, and because of that it is not possible anymore to delete process steps easily out of the job queue without having them somewhere historized. They added as well a display affected objects per process step, which is just a new display for the job queue. In the same way exists a new display for last job fetched time in the job server state window. Please remember, this was one of these features important for support to figure out when last time that job server was doing some jobs. And this is now displayed in the server state window where all of these server services are stored. One of the main problems in the DBqueue window is that the DBqueue window can slow down a little bit the database once they have to display more than several thousand jobs. And because of that exists now a display limit for DBqueue tasks. And this limit is mainly configured to 25,000. So if you have more than 25,000 tasks in your DBqueue, you will get only 25,000 displayed and another sentence that let you know that there are some more in a waiting position. Another nice feature in Jobqueue Info, especially in the parameter window, is to copy a parameter out, for example, in a text editor. Very often seen by copying out an error message from a job which was just returned with an error. In these cases, it makes much more sense to copy the complete message into a text editor, which makes much more fun because then you can easily go through and you have not to wait on some limits of displaying and whatever else other stuff. The good message here is, and this is new in version 8.1, that this feature is currently as well supported, but it is now possible not to select only one parameter to copy it out into a text editor. No, you can now multi-select these properties and copy all selected properties, which makes then at the end copying of properties much easier than before. Last but not least on the Jobqueue Info improvement side, and this is that now the restart of job services gets displayed. You can see that then in the statistic window. There will be a specific link. You can see it on the screen right now, and this specific link will let you know that at present some queues gets initialized, which means the job service was restarted.